directed by a teenager 4 days shy of his 15th birthday over a video call from 1,000 kilometers away. There's a boy named Ahmed. He lives in Shubra El Khema, a tight-knit, working-class neighborhood just north of Cairo, Egypt. Narrow alleys, street vendors, kids playing after school. The kind of place where everyone knows your name. Ahmed was the kind of kid every parent hopes for. Respectful, kind-hearted, never caused trouble. His father was his hero, a working man who did everything for his children. One evening, Ahmed walked out of his house. He never came back. What happened to Ahmed would become one of the most disturbing criminal cases in modern Egyptian history. A murder planned in cold blood, orchestrated from another country, executed under direct orders, delivered live on a video call. And when investigators finally pieced together what happened inside that apartment, a defense lawyer in the courtroom fainted. To understand this case, you need to know three people. Player 1, the victim, Ahmed Mohammed Saad, 14 years old. He grew up on El Gama Street in Shubra El Khema. Simple family. His father worked with his hands and poured everything into his kids. Ahmed looked up to him, called him his backbone. Ahmed was a regular at the neighborhood cafe, always smiling, always kind. He trusted people easily. And that trust is exactly what made him a target. Player 2, the killer, Tarek Anwar Abdel Motagali, 29 years old. A stranger who showed up in the neighborhood one day claiming he had cancer. The sympathy came pouring in. People gave him food, work, friendship. He prayed at the local mosque, helped around the cafe, seemed like a decent man going through hard times. He was none of those things. Behind the act, Tarek was broke, desperate, and capable of things no one in that neighborhood could have imagined. Player 3, the mastermind. And here's where this case goes from disturbing to incomprehensible. The person who planned this entire operation wasn't a crime boss, wasn't part of a cartel, wasn't even an adult. Ali El-Din Mohammed Ali El-Zayat, also 14, 4 days past his 15th birthday, a student at a language school in Kuwait. His father was an accountant at a major company, good income, stable home. Teachers described Ali as polite, smart, ambitious, wanted to be a doctor. But Ali had a secret life. He was obsessed with extreme horror content, gore films, and then the dark web. He didn't just watch. He started thinking about producing. To understand how Tarek ended up in that apartment, we need to go back. Tarek had abandoned his family years earlier. No income, no support, rock bottom. And in that desperation, he found his way into closed Facebook groups. The kind where people sell their own organs for cash. In November 2023, Tarek posted that he wanted to sell his kidney. A broker known as Abu Hamza connected him with a private hospital in Cairo's 5th Settlement District. The surgery was done. Paperwork filed. Everything technically legal. Tarek sold his left kidney. The money didn't last. He bought furniture, then had to sell it. Got a job at the neighborhood cafe, got fired for unreliability. Back to zero. So he went back to those same Facebook groups, this time offering to sell a lobe of his liver. And that post is exactly where Ali El-Din found him. Ali saw Tarek's post from Kuwait. He sent a private message. But he wasn't interested in buying a liver lobe. He had a completely different proposition. Ali introduced himself as a doctor. Then he said, and this is from the official prosecution file, "I don't need your liver. I have a better offer. You don't need to hurt yourself anymore. Bring me a young child, between 7 and 18. I'll handle the rest. You just execute." and I'll pay you 3 times what you got for your kidney. Tarek, broke, desperate, already missing a kidney, didn't hesitate. He asked what exactly he'd need to do. Ali's answer was immediate, detailed, rehearsed. According to investigators, he laid out a complete operational plan: how to lure the child, what sedatives to use, how to obtain them through a third-party delivery accomplice, and step-by-step instructions for what would come after. There was only one condition. Everything had to be filmed, live, on a video call. Why live? Because Ali didn't actually care about selling organs on the medical black market. He wanted to record the crime and sell the footage on dark web platforms, where people pay thousands of dollars to watch real violence. Tarek agreed. Tarek already knew who he'd choose. Back when he worked at the cafe, he'd seen Ahmed come in almost every day. He knew the kid was trusting, kind, easy to approach. So in the weeks leading up to the crime, Tarek started playing the role of a big brother, buying Ahmed snacks, giving him pocket money, earning his trust completely. He even took a selfie with Ahmed during Eid al-Fitr, both of them smiling. He sent that photo to Ali in Kuwait. Ali approved. Ahmed was the target. On April 15th, 2024, the eve of Eid al-Adha, one of the most sacred holidays in the Muslim world, Tarek found Ahmed in the street and smiled. "Come to my place for a minute. I've got a nice Eid gift for you." Ahmed went with him. No hesitation, just a kid excited about a gift from someone he trusted. What I'm about to describe comes directly from Tarek's signed confession before the Egyptian public prosecution, and from the official referral order of the case. When Ahmed entered the apartment, Tarek gave him a drink laced with sedatives, drugs that had been prescribed in detail by Ali and obtained through a third-party accomplice. Ahmed lost consciousness. Tarek opened a video call to Kuwait. He sent Ali a selfie with the unconscious boy and typed, "Should I begin?" The reply was instant. "Begin." What happened next is documented in over 2 hours of video evidence that was later shown in court. I won't describe it in detail, and I shouldn't. During the evidence viewing session, a defense lawyer physically collapsed and had to be carried out of the courtroom. The presiding judge warned the room before pressing play. This footage contains things too disturbing to be made public. What the court records confirm is this. Ali directed the entire scene from behind his screen in Kuwait. Tarek carried out this instructions, and when it was over, Ahmed was gone. When it was done, Tarek waited for his payment. It never came. Instead, Ali sent one message. "Next time, I want an 8-year-old. Only 8. You don't get paid until then." A younger victim meant higher value content on the dark web. Ahmed, at 14, was considered too old in those calculations. Ali never intended to pay. The entire arrangement was built on manipulation and exploitation. Tarek was now sitting in an apartment with a crime scene, no money, and a demand for another victim. Ali hung up and disappeared. Thursday evening, a neighbor reported a foul odor coming from Tarek's apartment. At the same time, Ahmed's family had filed a missing person report. When neighbors checked the cafe's surveillance cameras, Ahmed's father saw it. His son, walking beside Tarek, smiling. They went looking for Tarek. He was gone too. At dawn on Friday, police obtained permission from the apartment owner and broke down the door of apartment number 8, Al Bustan Alley, 3rd floor. What they found inside? I'll let Ahmed's father describe it. He told the Egyptian newspaper Al-Masri Al-Yum, "I found a crime scene involving my son that exceeded any father's capacity to endure." Tarek had fled the neighborhood, but security forces tracked him down within hours, arrested in the El Demirdash area of Cairo that same Friday morning. In custody, Tarek confessed to everything. He confirmed that someone in Kuwait had been directing him step by step over a video call. He gave up the phone number, registered under Ali's father's name. The Egyptian public prosecution moved fast. An urgent request was sent through Interpol to Kuwaiti authorities. Case number 1820 of 2024 became top priority. Ali Eldin and his father were arrested in Kuwait. Their devices were seized. They were extradited to Cairo. And what investigators found on those devices was staggering. Evidence that Ali had instigated similar crimes before in other parts of Egypt. His father was later released after authorities confirmed he had no knowledge of his son's activities. The defendants were tried in case number 9800 of 2024, South Bana Criminal Court. The charges against Tarek: premeditated murder, kidnapping a minor by deception, possession of weapons. The charges against Ali: criminal instigation, conspiracy, supplying information on controlled substances, and human trafficking. During the trial, something unusual happened. The original defense team withdrew from the case without explanation. 3 new lawyers stepped in, and one of them collapsed during the evidence viewing session. On February 9, 2026, the Shubra El Khaima Appellate Criminal Court delivered its verdict. Tarek Anwar Abdel Motagali, death by hanging. The sentence was issued after consultation with the Grand Mufti of Egypt, as required by law. Ali El-Din Mohammed Ali El-Zayat, 15 years of aggravated imprisonment. Here's the paradox. Juvenile protection laws shielded Ali from the death penalty. He was 15 at the time of the crime. However, this sentence was part of cumulative rulings totaling 45 years after courts in Shubra El Khaima and Alexandria added convictions for related crimes. The Egyptian public felt relief at Tarek's sentence, but the debate raged on. Is 15 years enough for the person who designed the entire operation? Is the legal system equipped to handle a mastermind who's still a minor? Ahmed is gone, a kind, trusting kid who did nothing wrong, except believe that the man next to him was a friend. His father will carry what he saw inside that apartment for the rest of his life. His siblings grew up with a wound that doesn't close. His mother, in almost every interview, says nothing, because for her, silence still hurts less than words. This case isn't just a murder. It's a collision of 2 worlds. One driven by poverty so deep that a man sells his own kidney and then a child's life for money. And another, a world of comfort and digital excess that produced a teenager capable of directing a killing from behind a screen with headphones on, 1,000 kilometers away. The digital door we opened today, anyone can open it. Right now, while you're not watching. Know what your children are doing behind closed screens, because the perfect neighbor might be hiding a monster, and the quiet kid on the other side of a screen might be dragging someone's child into a nightmare. Awareness is the first line of defense. Protect your children. If you made it this far, thank you. This story needed to be told. If you want to see more cases like this, investigated, documented, and told with the respect the victims deserve, subscribe to the Amnesia Protocol and turn on notifications. The next file opens soon.